calling Shanon high.
Downy, this is your teammate. Please get it to Dairy Queen. We miss you, Downy. Please.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Shanon Show, episode number 8, with a very special guest online, Samuel Williamson. Before we get to him, I have a few things I have to cover. First of all, not enough of you guys are subscribing. It's hurting my feelings. So I'm going to need you all to click that big red button down below. Also, check out the merch. We got some new merch coming out like pretty much every week. It's great stuff. Got some meme shirts, Shanwell, Shanimal Planet, Only Shans, whatever you desire. Go check that out. And we have the Instagram account where you can see the trailers for all the episodes. You can see the memes for the reveals for every single time we have a new guest every week. So you should go follow that at The Shanon Show. Also, the podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And with no further ado, I welcome a friend of mine to the show, Sammy Slammy Williamson. How you doing, man?
You nailed that intro.
I did nail it first try. It's never first try. That's pretty smooth. I'm pretty proud of myself. That's actually the first time I did first try, I think, on the intro.
I'm the lucky guest, I guess.
Yeah, you're the lucky guest. What can I say, Sammy? So let's get a little bit of background. What's been going on with you? I'm not sure how much you keep in touch with everyone, but where are you at? What's going on with college and everything? Let's get into it.
So I'm currently taking online classes right now at MSU Denver, just because the whole COVID season kind of messed up recruiting and all of that. But I had a few looks from schools, but never decided to commit just because the uncertainty about the season. But I'm actually going on an official visit next week to a school in Iowa that my dad actually graduated from. So I'm excited about that and probably going to commit there.
That's dope. Remember, I tell you everything you know about baseball.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, I'm just kidding. You always used to try to take everyone's positions, actually.
I did.
I did.
A man of many talents.
Yeah, I know. You just hop on the field. You're like, today I'm catching, boys. And you just start doing throwdowns and you're just like showing up Jacob and Chowder. I'm like, that's not necessary. So what are you going to be majoring in?
So I'm going to get my bachelor's in international business, and then I'm going to get my master's in political science.
Nice. Very nice. Slammy the scholar. I asked for our audience to send us a few questions for the mailbag, and we're going to do these first since there's not a ton of them. Scatalo actually asked the question that we just covered. She asked you what college and major you were doing, so that's very nice of her. Thank you for that.
Jeez.
Yes. Nothing else to say. Kai Croghan asks, has he been improving on his boxing? Is there a little backstory there?
Oh, so we used to go to the gym all the time, and he was like he always liked doing this UFC type stuff, and he would go home and YouTube all this stuff. So we used to go around and just box at the gyms, but no, I haven't boxed since then.
Did he kick your ass? Is there something like?
Oh my God, he was so good. Like, he's so fast.
I would hear that.
ADHD is like, he just won't stop moving, and then he goes home and YouTubes this and shadow boxes in his room. So yeah, he kicked my ass.
I love Kai Croghan. Owen Stingley, a good friend of the show, a gentleman. He wants to hear the origin story of the D1 trot. A little background on the D1 trot, in case a lot of you might not know. Sammy, before every single baseball game, even if it's a doubleheader, do it before both of them. He starts from the dugout. He jogs out to the center field fence and just does some leg stretches,
leg, arm, little meditation. I guess that's what it is.
Maybe have some weights out there, get a little pump in. I don't know what he does. No one really talks to him. So what's the origin story?
So I actually started doing it in Little League. When for our 12U Little League team, we I don't know, it was just I just had a bad game and I needed to go clear my head, and I didn't want to like stretch or talk to anybody before the game, so I kind of went out the center field fence and did my own thing, and then had a good game, so I just stuck with it.
You're like, I have to keep on doing that. Did you call it the D1 trot then? Who started calling it the D1 trot? Was it Adam?
Adam. I think Adam called it that.
Adam, yeah, for sure. Adam, another friend of the show. Did you check out that episode with them?
Yes, I did. That was entertaining.
That was. Love talking to them. They were begging me to go on the show, so I finally let them on. And I thought it'd be funny to talk to Eric. And they're actually doing pretty well, and they didn't just roast me the whole time, which is good to hear. And then last question comes from Johnny Hoppy. He says, how does it feel to be the all-time Kubi RBI leader?
Oh, because I beat him by like 2 RBIs.
Beat his record. He brings that up all the time.
It's a pleasure. Obviously, Hoppy was the man.
Yeah, Hoppy was the man.
If he would have played junior year, he would have had over like 40 RBIs. I guarantee it. Like the fact that I, as a leadoff hitter, had more RBIs than all of you guys was kind of.
That's true. Hey, I drove you in a lot. I was probably insane.
Yeah, you did. You beat me in home runs too.
That's right. I'm a power hitter.
Exactly.
That's right. This is because I went to the gym so much more than you.
That tennis.
That's
The
it.
overhand. That's what it is.
So thank you for everyone who's sending questions. I'll be doing that every week. So make sure to send in questions for every guest. Sammy, whenever I told my dad I was gonna have you on the show, my dad was very excited to hear that, and first thing he asked me was if I was gonna have my bleep button ready for you.
I don't cuss a lot. I'm a changed man. I stopped playing
No,
hockey,
stop
so
it, stop it.
that's
It's so funny. Every single time you struck out, which wasn't often, to be fair, but it was like we were like in the trenches out there in the dugout because like the helmet would always come in. So that's the
The
first.
helmet was on the
second throw.
ground ball too. I used to throw my helmet when I
Yes.
grounded out.
Here comes the helmet toss, and then next you might get like the shin guard coming into a few expletives. Come on, it was
It was
pretty
bad.
entertaining.
It was bad.
It was.
But everybody loved it though.
I mean,
The fans especially, the audience, the parents.
audience, all the 7 parents in the stands.
Yeah.
Love Kubi baseball. So what Sammy and I are going to be doing today is a little thing that I made, and it's called Judgment Day. And we're going to go through together because Sammy and I, we're not perfect. We'll say that. We had
Our egos are too high.
not maybe. We had a few flaws. We spent a lot of time together playing baseball in Okinawa, and we're going to go through some of the people who we might have done wrong. So I'm just going to start at the top of the list. And obviously, Sammy, you're thinking, we didn't do anything wrong, right?
No, I was a perfect person. We were perfect captains.
Perfect captains, yes. So top of the list for Judgment Day is Kyle Powell. So little bit of background. We love Kyle. We would never do anything to hurt Kyle. Kyle, he got kicked out of his own house. Very sad. Very unfortunate. Then he moved in with Micah and started playing.
Oh my God.
Cut that out. That was
You're
like the
definitely gonna have to cut that out.
the longest time.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure if Micah watches. I have to cut
Those
that.
are just the rumors.
Those were the rumors, but it was actually really sad because I talked to Micah about it. And he said that Kyle was like a slob and he wasn't,
that he just used him for his money or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. All sorts of stuff, which is very unfortunate. But I have nothing like personal against Kyle. So Kyle gets kicked out of his home, and we may have made a few memes, or I guess so. We. This isn't both of us thing. Okay, so the Come Home Gary scene from SpongeBob put his face on it. I mean, that was the first one. That was the first meme that really. I mean, it was all time.
Didn't we get called all out of practice? Like we were having BP one day, and then Kyle went to Nick's mom, and then Nick's mom all called us out of practice that day to discuss the video.
Yes, there was definitely some people not happy about that one. That ended up not being the worst one at all. And well, I think at the end, remember I had Miyuki at the end, which was, I guess that made
bad.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Man, that's tough. And then we would pull up to practice in the Rusty Bug. R.I.P. the Rusty Bug. Who has the Rusty Bug?
My dad sold it to Submarine, and then I'm pretty sure like that thing was a piece of shit. There's your first
Rusty Bug. No, it wasn't. Rusty Bug was beautiful. Good memories in the Rusty Bug.
Oh my God, it seated like 4 people, and we used to pack 8 with all of our baseball stuff in there.
Pack so many kids in the back. It was just like Burger King trash on the floor. You're just like yelling at everyone in the back. It was a circus. You would come up to practice just blaring the "Come Home Perry" song from Phineas and Ferb. I'll play the video of us playing that in the car too right now for everyone to see.
It's bad.
So what's the verdict? Did we do Kyle wrong? Should we apologize right here?
I apologize to Kyle. I think we both did. Yeah, I think we both did that day. But here's the thing: you and I saw the situation for what it was. We took it for what it was, and I mean,
we capitalized on the situation, on the available humor.
You did. I mean,
you fully supported this.
Oh yeah, I 100% supported it. But no, I mean, I hope Kyle's off doing good things right now. But I mean,
me too. Likewise.
We were high schoolers. I mean, what else is there to explain?
Yes, I mean, we've grown so much in the past year or two. We're much wiser now, for sure.
I'd say so.
So I guess the verdict is we were not wrong, but we do apologize. That's fair.
I think
fair. All right. Next one. Manager herself. Not the best Manny. That's Shantae. Shout out Shantae. Jalyn.
Oh my God. Jalyn.
What did you do Jalyn wrong? Now this ties back into the whole memes thing too. But while we were at Far East, she got drilled in the head with a line drive from George in a batting cage. Do you remember this?
That was scary. I think when it first came out, I don't think any of us were laughing like about the
No.
severity.
No.
But like I think after everything healed up, I mean, and even after like she was laughing about it, I think that's when the meme was made.
No, I think the meme was made before she was laughing about it,
Oh,
but that's
really?
okay. Okay, maybe we were a little wrong.
Maybe we were in the wrong.
She sent a picture of her in a neck brace to someone, and then someone screenshotted it, and then I had to make the RKO meme. Roll that. Everyone's gonna think I'm just a cyberbully. I'm really gonna ruin my audience here, guys. I'm not a bad person.
His humor is just different than everybody else.
It's just different. It's a different taste. So we had that, and then the "This Is America" meme. Probably shouldn't play that one. Probably will though. With George. George felt that, I think. I don't think George had any hard intentions. He was just trying to get some work in the cage. He's a hard worker.
No, especially
Do you remember
being on the team?
Yeah, he wasn't on. Yeah, whatever. Were you there with us at Far East? Whenever after we lost the championship, we pulled up to the Kinnick kids on the dock. Do you remember that? And Owen had that.
Wait, Kinnick kids on the dock when we wanted to.
Like, yeah, we wanted to fight.
Out of that other team. Yes. Shannon was Mr. Captain America over here, leading his team into like the Civil War. So, background story on that: we got destroyed by ASIJ. I don't think anybody on the team was expecting us to beat them. I mean,
it would have been nice. Like
it would have been nice, but we didn't have the depth.
Like you and I would have had to go like 5 for 5, and
I went 1 for 1.
Didn't happen.
With 2 walks and a double. Okay, anyway. I think I had the only 2 RBIs. But anyway.
Hey, okay.
But we pull back up to after the long day of walking around that right outside of the base or whatever, we pulled back up and then on all of our doors was run ruled like 13-2 by some team.
It was on Owens.
Oh,
or
it was
Isaacs. Oh, it was the Yokota kids. It wasn't Kinnick.
No, it was the Yokota kids. The Kinnick kids actually tried to help us.
Right.
Because Yokota was Division 2. And then anyway, so we go knocking on all because everybody's staying on the same floor. So we go knocking on all the, like, did you do this? Like,
oh, well, listen,
completely childish, but we were all butthurt about the fact that we got.
Yeah, I had to rally the troops. I had to do what's best. I mean, I didn't have a great
game.
Came in
with the bat and was like, all right, kids, let's get going.
Dude, the best part was whenever Owen walked out of his room, hat on backwards, metal bat in his hand.
And Isaac were ready to go, and that's
they were ready to fight these kids. And yeah, we ended up. These are the same kids. They like threw a fish out the window or something. They had like a fish in their bathtub.
No, those were
different
kids. Kid? No,
I don't remember. It's all getting mixed up.
Anyway, it was a weird time.
Yeah, we lose the game. We go out looking for them. They're fishing out on the dock. We have them like cornered, but then they wouldn't admit that they did it.
Then Shannon shoves the biggest kid. Shannon's tall. He was like, what were you, like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yes. Yes.
100 and not as big as this kid. Yeah. The biggest kid was probably 6'3", 200 something pounds. Takes him and shoves him into a bush. And then everybody's like, oh, Shannon, he did this. And then they didn't do anything. I think we could have taken them too because, I mean, there were
for sure
2 kids, but
I think the numbers were like pretty even, like in terms of like people we had out there. Yeah, I was ready to go. I was mad.
I mean, he just shoves the biggest kid into the bush. And I mean,
what am I gonna do? Shove the smallest kid? Look at me.
That's what I would have done. Assert your job.
No. Shove the biggest kid. And then, we had that talking to from that coach afterwards. I forget what coach it was.
Oh, I was heated.
Oh, yeah, you were mad. You were really mad. You were more mad than I was.
I think I was, just because, I mean, it was super childish. But, I mean, looking back at it, what we did was really childish.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what we were going to do, what was actually going to happen. But, yes, shout out Owen and Isaac and everyone who came out with us, supporting the team. Yeah, T-Bear. Next person. Oh, my gosh, wait, one more thing. You remember whenever we did the skits?
Downy and T-Bear are in a group with Jacob. And they were reenacting a skit where Downy took T-Bear's headset. And T-Bear was like this big gamer. And T-Bear had like a $200 headset. And Downy just rips it off. And T-Bear, like in the skit, T-Bear goes like crazy. He's like, you touched my bleep. It like, and then he called him the N-word with the hard R at the end. And
in front of everyone.
I have a video of Toor and Grub's face after it. And Toor's just like,
it was bad.
It's the funniest thing ever because we always tried to make this like rivalry between T-Bear and Downy. Like,
it was worse. Also, remember when you tried to get him to fight on the boat? I talked to George about this.
And in like the
In
Buddhist like
Thailand.
shepherd
Yes, you're always trying to get Thibert and Downy to fight. You're like just instigating them all the time.
it was the funniest thing. It was comedy. Oh my god. Because they always said how they were like down to fight and like how they hated each other. And then you would find the most awkward situations to put them in and just be like, all right, he said this, like just go get him.
And Downey's like, no, I didn't. Yeah, it would be so funny. They would like hate each other, but they were like also all each other had. It was quite the.
They were throwing
It
partners.
was poetry. Yes.
When we were throwing, one of them would make a bad throw, and like they both couldn't throw. Let's be honest.
Yes.
And then they would both like try to point the finger at each other, and it was comedy. I mean, I think the entire team cracked up at one point, like during warm-ups.
They just sit there yelling at each other like they're in their own world, like it was just the two of them out there.
Jeez.
Yeah, I love Downy and Thibert. Downy actually is a fan of the show, which is good.
Love
those. Yeah, love
Gave him
Downy.
his nickname actually. So.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Next on the Judgment Day list, gonna get back to this, is Miss White, who you came up with the oxymoron, Little Whitey, which is also bullying. We're looking like terrible people here. So
I regret nothing that I said about Whitey.
exactly. So I'm gonna be honest about us a little bit. We may have skipped a few meetings or left a few meetings early, but all for good reasons all the time.
Yeah, quesaritos.
Yeah, Taco Bell. Yeah, so, but I mean, we also did probably the best thing that student council has seen in like years in terms of the Family Feud and
Yeah,
our prom idea, which got
that was
rejected. I went all out.
Greatest prom idea. I mean, I just half-assed mine, knowing that I was like supporting yours. So I think I did like.
What was yours?
I think I did like the Roaring Twenties or something because I wanted your idea, the medieval.
The medieval theme, and we're gonna have apple bopping at the prom.
The
and
girls with all their makeup on.
Exactly. Apple bopping. And I think I got like 2/3 of every single male student kubasaki to vote for it, but the girls were just not having it, man. They were not liking the idea. I was gonna get a horse. They
wanted some High School Musical like dream.
Exactly. I talked about this with Hoppy on. You guys should go check that out. But yeah, we were talking about that. Like the girls just didn't want it, which is wrong, and it was basic. And I mean, we had a good time. We had a good picture, but still,
legendary picture with Malin.
Yeah, for sure, the goat himself. So Miss White, we did not do you wrong at all. We tried to save student council.
Wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
all of our opinions. Like you didn't take anything we said at meetings. I mean, the Family Feud thing, the best thing that has ever happened to any of those pep rallies, we suggested, and she said no.
Yes, and she also tried to shut it down early. She told me I took up too much time. And I remember the next pep rally that we had didn't happen. It got canceled because she said our ideas weren't good enough.
Yeah. Malin loved it. Like the whole gentleman's club thing was a little. I mean, it's funny. He was laughing.
He did laugh. So we're in the clear.
People were just so. I mean, people I feel like on that island tried to act like people they weren't. I mean, I guess.
I think
especially Whitey.
A lot of Dodea teachers, not all of them. Like there's great teachers like Mr. Koya for sure.
Exactly, Erika.
Ronnie C. Erika. Oh, you want to talk about Erika? So, like, quick thing about Erika.
I've never done it wrong.
Quick thing about Erika. I didn't say you did. Yes, I just couldn't believe the dynamic you had with her. I'll never forget the day when we had to stop by her room for something before we went to practice, and you walk in and she goes, "Hey, Sammy, love you," or like she called you like baby or something, and I was just like,
I was that guy. No, she was one of those teachers that was like super chill, but I mean, if you did the work and if you put an effort to her class, she wasn't gonna do you wrong by any means. And
it looks like there's something else there.
It also, I mean, she was a big softball player. She was from Arizona, so that was, I mean, I just took the time and got to know her.
Got to know her on a personal level. For background, this is his Spanish teacher, by the way. This is not a classmate. This is
I salsa with her too.
You salsa with? Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you guys are like that.
Mm-hmm.
You still in touch?
I emailed her once or twice. She actually wrote me a couple of letters of recommendation.
Oh, I thought you were about to say love letters. I wouldn't have been surprised either way. That's probably what they were like. That's great. She could probably write you a letter recommendation. No problem.
Easy.
Next person on the Judgment Day list is Jacob Workman. Now, before you say anything, his mom subscribed to the channel. So
I love Jacob.
yes, love Jacob. Love Jacob. Did we do him wrong though? We kind of bullied him the entire season for pretty much
But in all defense, what was he, a freshman that year?
He was a freshman and he didn't get hit for like the first 3 months of the season.
He did not get a hit for. I mean, it was just. I think I brought a different mentality, like coming over from the States and stuff like that, of like what it means, like freshman hazing, but we never did freshman hazing. But you pick on the freshmen. You pick on the freshmen.
A little bit, yeah. So and honestly, he didn't get nearly as bad as Thibert or Downy.
Oh my God, no. The things we're a clean channel, so
also,
we're not gonna say anything.
Okay, but we also didn't do anything as bad as I would say the upperclassmen may have tried to do to us. Like I feel like we were better.
Our sophomore year?
Yeah, I know. It was like you had to have eyes on the back of your head.
The pole we had to run.
Yes, a lot of poles.
Oh God.
Oh gosh, yeah. So
but no, we
Jacob,
love Jacob. We treated him as family, though, I guess.
he
Like
is
as
family.
tight-knit, yeah.
There was like that one time where he took things like a little. Do you remember that when things got a little personal with him?
I think Jacob just had a different sense of humor than all of us. And I mean, I guess that's one thing about growing as a team. And that was like when we first met him. So I guess we had to learn. But after that, I mean, we were all chill. We joked around with each other. Jacob joked around with us. So yeah. Yeah,
no issues with Jacob. Love Jacob. I hope they're having a great time at Thailand. Also, Big I, and I would love to have him on the show as well at one point.
You got to get Isaac on here.
Oh, Isaac would be great. True gentleman, he is. Sammy, on the other hand, not a true gentleman. You're a captain of the dogs. But that's okay. That's okay. So next, more so myself. Did I do Charles Eggers wrong?
100%.
No,
100%. Oh my God. And I just think it's so funny because I was kind of like the middleman because I was really good friends with the upperclassmen myself. Or well, even now, like I still keep in touch with Adam all of them. But yeah, you 100% did them wrong.
I regret absolutely nothing that happened.
And I know you. That was your high school existence.
It was probably my finest moment.
I would say so.
Yeah, and I mean, he hated me for it. I definitely paid the price in a lot of ways in terms of how they treated me. But yeah, Angelina and I had a great time. Oops, I said the name. Sorry. Next, did we do Eric Ganci wrong?
Eric Ganci? No, I feel like Eric brought a lot of the stuff upon himself. I gotta be honest.
God, there was the Tokyo situation, which I've already covered on this channel about how I hit him down with the pillow.
Can we just give a background story about that, like whole night though? When we came back from Family Mart, Cameron and all of them were waiting for us at the elevator. Like we all had ice cream in our hands. They destroyed us with pillows. Like I think we broke 3 doors on that room.
Yes, dude, our door was broken. It wouldn't close at the end. At the end of the trip,
we didn't tell anybody.
I know, we just didn't say anything because we didn't want to pay for it. The door wouldn't close. It was off center.
It was like off. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I was like trying to fix it, and then we had a good time though. Me and you were rooming together, and then Peyton was like on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that happened on that trip, I might decide to cut out the story at the end, but hopefully I won't. Was they decided to purchase. They decided to make a questionable purchase while out in Tokyo. How would you describe it?
A device that offers pleasure.
Offers pleasure
for men.
To males. For men.
It's something you put in your pocket, but not really.
Yes. I had nothing to do with this. Sammy had nothing to do with this. The upperclassmen at the time were passing around this device, sharing it, which is disgusting. And then Peyton got his turn, and then he locked the bathroom door.
To like see how long it would take.
He said, Shannon, Sammy, time me to see how long it takes.
Oh, and he was so serious about it.
He was so serious. He treated it like it was a sport. And he was like, and then like something happened where like he heard my voice and like he just like totally got off his game and he came out super mad. He's like, I had the perfect video and everything. And then I heard Shannon's voice and it was all over.
I don't think you're going to need to cut this out at all. I think we did a good job.
I think we delivered that in a very PG way. Thank you. Beautiful. But in the end, we had to put it behind our TV stand.
And I think it was still there. Like all of the, oh my God.
She might still be there.
What if it's like in a glass case because nobody wants to touch it?
Why did we have it at the end?
I think they were all trying to give it to Chunk, and then Chunk just like put it in our room.
Yeah, and then we couldn't. I guess
I
we
didn't
could.
want to touch it, so we just left it on the
I
stand.
know. And I think we hit it like back behind, so it's like it might still be behind the TV stand. It might
Maybe.
be. Yes. What was that movie we were watching that night? Whenever
Grown-ups too,
was
or
it Grown
something
Ups?
like that.
Yeah.
The night you made freaking horse noises in your sleep.
That's not exactly what I. Well, I remember falling asleep and I wake up and Sammy's like shaking me awake. He's like, Shannon, wake up! You've turned into a horse.
I swear to God, this kid was neighing in his
Your
sleep.
name.
I had to wake up and think about it for a few seconds. But then he did it again, and I just okay. We're in a pull-out couch because Peyton was in the big old master bedroom or whatever, and Shannon.
Sammy and I are sleeping together.
Oh my God, we're cuddling. We were cuddling, and Shannon just like we have a game the next day, and Shannon is just making horse noises in it. And I'm a very light sleeper, and I hit him over the head with a pillow, I think.
I think so too. And I don't know whether or not to believe you, but I think it's very funny that. So another thing that we need to recover that happened in Tokyo, aside from that, was we were walking through the streets. This is in Shibuya Crossing. I probably butchered that pronunciation. But we come across a band like in the middle of Tokyo, and they tell us they're in a famous band.
So Adam's sister was like a big K-pop fan or whatever it's called, and Adam was trying to get pictures with them to show his sister. And these guys,
I'll show everyone the picture right now of us with them.
These guys get to talking, and I mean, something seemed off about them because we were all taking pictures, and they were all like super, like too friendly. You know what I mean? And it turns out that these guys had the record for like most kisses in a video, and we were like, oh shoot, okay. We pull up the video, and there's just dudes kissing all over the place.
it was a big deal apparently in Tokyo. It was like the first ever all male gay kissing music video.
It was so funny because after that, like you would think everybody would start to like be creeped out, but Adam was and like all the upperclassmen were just messing around with him.
Yeah, it was funny because like we thought we hit the jackpot. We're like, dude, we just met some famous like J-pop artists. And, I mean, I guess we did in a way.
We're celebrities. We met like the biggest. Oh my God, that was.
Yeah, they are celebrities. Last person I have on the list is our coach, Coach Toor, and I want to know if you think we did him wrong for going to 2 championships and winning neither of them.
All right. I don't think we did him wrong. I don't think. Okay, at the beginning of the season, okay. The year before our sophomore year, everybody blames it on Kyle and stuff, but if we're gonna be completely honest, if I was Toor, I would have pulled Kyle after the first inning. He was not like
right.
Because all year his breaking balls were working, his slider was amazing. He never threw like super hard, but he commanded well. And he had none of that in the game. And then JP comes in and gives up 2 runs. I mean, if JP throws the entire game, that's a different story. But I mean, I don't think we did. I mean, you can't really blame it all on Kyle the first year. But
no, you can't. We should have won that game, like as a team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and then after
we had enough talent that year to beat ASIJ.
It was fine, and I didn't think. I mean, well, I think ASIJ was worse their next year, but
we were due.
I mean, yeah, we were god awful, but I thought we were gonna win Far East because I mean, you had Hoppy, you, me, and then George came on. And
yeah, right. At the beginning of the year, it looks like our team was gonna be stacked.
I mean, because one thing we didn't have sophomore year was, I mean, both years we didn't have was pitching. Like we never had anybody who threw hard, but like we always had guys who could locate well and like throw good off speed and stuff like that.
We never had like a real ace, I guess you could say.
But I mean, George was coming in, and George was a lefty that sat like low 80s, had a good breaking ball, and I mean, he would have been our ace for the roster.
Yeah, we needed a person who could start in the championship game, and I think Isaac sort of became that. In Isaac's credit, Isaac had a very good year junior year.
Oh yeah, sophomore year. That was a sophomore year.
Both years. Yeah. Wait, no, sophomore year, and then junior year was the year. Yeah. So he had 2 really good years, and he became a very good pitcher. Same with Owen. Like our pitching staff definitely.
We had Owen and Isaac communicate well, but like the thing about ASIJ was they were used to seeing kids that threw like upper 80s because all of them went back to the States and stuff. I mean,
and then we started Nick in the junior year game.
We started Nick in the
pool play one.
Pool play, And I mean, we only lost 3-1, but I mean, that was the first time they saw Nick. And then you throw him in again in the championship, and they're all the way up in the bottom. Like, no discredit to Nick, but Nick doesn't throw hard, and
Nick wasn't going to shut him
it
down.
was
We
fun
should have.
toss for them, essentially.
I think we already used Isaac maybe in the semifinal.
We did, and then we
okay.
started Isaac again.
Yeah. So we had used Isaac, and then we threw Nick in.
I just think we just didn't have the pitching to compete with them.
Oh, we were one pitcher away.
Yeah, exactly. And then like hitting wise, we didn't have a lot of depth in our lineup that could like but we didn't do that bad. I mean, you get a different pitcher, like it's a whole different like I think our energy was a lot different though in the championship game than when we played them in the pool play, because remember they accused us of using metal spikes and tearing up the whole mound. So we had that whole orientation because we beat Humphreys or whatever.
Humphreys was, I remember they called us in and they call us cheaters or whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then like for an hour and a half before our championship game, they had us go in and take this. It's basically like we were in a court or something.
They want us to like tell on ourselves, like tell them that we were wearing metal cleats, and we're like, why would like we?
I think we all BS the entire thing. I think because none of the pitchers were wearing metal spikes when we pitched, and
I did.
I mean, I wore. I
was the only one
in the outfield, but yeah, that was kind of BS. That kind of shifted the whole energy.
So did we do Toor wrong for not winning one of those? What's the final verdict?
I think sophomore year, yeah. But like I said, I think if Toor, I think if Toor pulls Kyle after the first inning, we win the game.
I think we have a chance. It depends who he puts in.
I think we will. JP.
One of the runs is you would call them the Fiend runs. So we had this gross cup that we kept in your car, like multiple. We would switch
them out. We would switch them out and sometimes rinse them out.
Yeah, sometimes rinse them out. That's fair. And like you had one, I had one, and there was one for like all the kids in the back. Pretty much. Yeah, I know. And then like we share because I was shotgun almost all the time. I legit cannot fit in your backseat, to be fair. Yeah, it was literally too big. And we'd go, this is straight stealing, by the way. We'd go to Bojangles with the same cup every day and just go up to their fountain machine.
Well, not only that, we would go into like Popeyes, Taco Bell.
Yes. Wait, it wasn't Bojangles, Popeyes. I got mixed up.
I was thinking, what was Bojangles? Yeah. Anyway, we would go into these places before and after practices with these cups. Like Burger King cups on a Taco Bell or something.
Yeah, I know.
Just run in. Well, we'd have Nick or somebody it was always Nick or somebody with like 3 of these cups, go in, fill them all up with soda, and then run out. But, like people would get suspicious, but they wouldn't say anything.
No one was gonna stop Nick.
Little Nick was just running out with
bad for cups. Yeah, with cups filled with soda. We're like, go get him, Nick. And he'd be like, I hate you guys, like as he's getting out of the car.
I mean, like we would sometimes we get out at practice at like 4:50 and the bus leaves at 5. But we always had to make time to stop.
Oh, we had
always the bug would haul.
The bug would definitely haul over there. Yes. And another run we would go on is before practice one day or after practice, we'd go drive around Foster all the time just because we were bored. And we drove by this like neighborhood that's near Kubasaki and Zuccorin. And we saw
an attractive mom that lived there.
Happens to be a mother unloading her groceries, taking them into her home with her children jumping on the trampoline. I think
it was before practice. I think it was one of those half days. Like we were just driving around messing up.
Yeah.
And then we're going around this neighborhood, and then there's this mom unloading her groceries. And
oh my God,
everybody
was so hot, man.
I think we stopped legitimately in the car. Yes. Just jaw dropping.
Yeah, we're just like looking at her.
And so every day before practice on the half days, we went and drove around to try to find this mom.
We would just go like drive really slow by her house.
We saw her a couple times, but no one ever got the courage to like go out and talk to her
or like take a picture or anything. Like we have no documentation this woman is real.
Oh my God, but that was bad. That was borderline stalker.
It was stalking. She would have like she'd be doing her dishes in like the window, the blinds would be open. We're like, yo.
Going nuts. Didn't she turn out to like not be attractive whatsoever? Really?
No, we like saw her face one day and we're like, Mind you, this was after like 4 months of driving by her house. We're like, well, she's all right.
I can count on like one hand the amount of times we saw her.
Yes, it was not very often. Why was she always inside? I think we started like making up what she actually looked like in our heads a little bit. Like we imagine.
Teenage boy stuff.
Yeah, every Tuesday we'd be like, gotta go on the MILF front.
Every Tuesday. Or even after our student council meetings, like just before we went, here was our schedule for student council meetings. So we would go there for like 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes, probably 10. Tell Miss White we had baseball. So then we would go. We would get Taco Bell before each practice. Then we would go on the drive to see the mom. And then just as stretches and agilities were done, we'd make our way down there.
Yeah, we'd pull up and we'd get into our stuff. We're like, oh, hey, guys. We were great captains.
We were leaders. We were the definition of leaders.
Toor called us out one time for having like Baja Blast cups.
Who cares?
That's going to wrap up this episode of the Shanon Show. I hope you guys understand that we are great people and we didn't do anything wrong. And I'm glad we went through the Judgment Day. And all the people who are on that list, we really do like you guys, and except for Lil Whitey. And, it's been great talking to you, Sammy, catching up with you, talking some baseball, Coach Toor, all that good stuff. Good luck playing baseball in Iowa. You need to come out to Penn State at some point.
I will.
You better, and you go to a football game if football ever happens again. And make sure to check out the merch, subscribe, follow the Instagram. Thank you guys, and see you next week.